Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yoda Man on the boards, and I'm joined again by Derek. How's it going today, Derek?
Going well.
All right, so this is a game that was actually just played a couple nights ago. Jerry and I were trying out not only new sets from Galactic Ambitions, which has been out for about a month now at this point, but also Redemption and Return because the pack had basically just come out 2 days before we got together. Um, but in this game, I'm playing a deck that Derek created that he wanted me to try here. It was a Sith and Scum deck. Do you remember the deck list off the top of your head, or you want me to run it down here?
Yeah, it's centered around either messing with the Force or punishing your opponent for taking it. So it's a 4-6 split with the Force Sith objectives are I think Plan of the Prophetess, the Saris set, and also two of Jarek's set. And then for the Scum, it's two of the original IG-88 pod, two of the new, I forget the name of it, it's the one with Bane in it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then also for the last two, I threw in Witten in there.
Yeah. So it seemed like it could be fun and try to do. Now, Jerry played a variation of the Bema deck you had built that we did in a previous episode where he took out a couple sets to throw in the new return redemption and return Luke. So his deck ended up being a Jedi deck with two Masters Domain, the Tactics Yoda, two Hidden from the Empire. Two, so that's Vima. Two Matter Under Mine, which is Brainiac. Two of Hero's Duty, that's the brand new Luke. Then he kept in one Flight of the Crow, I guess, for the resources and Crow, and then one Journey to the Swamp for the Jubba Birds and the Spider. So I said he just kind of started from there, and he said he wanted to try the Luke and see what he could do, and it seemed like it might work with the Vima deck because you kind of want to sit without Luke back and take advantage of his text on defense if you can anyway.
Yeah.
So looks like we're getting ready to flip up objectives. So I think I started, or maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought we were talking before we started. So I started with Plan of the Prophetess and two Hunters for Hire. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's all force manipulation. I personally, I think the ideal flop is maybe one of IG's pod instead of one of the hunters for hire.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was interesting with this deck is not only do you have four Seeds of Decay, but you have six Echoes of the Force.
Right.
So this is one of those decks I built just that on a fun kick, just because I wanted to try some things and I thought it would be interesting to try out. And I actually haven't lost with it yet in
Yeah.
my league, so I'm curious to see how it goes for you here.
Well, I obviously wasn't, I'm still trying to play it here this is the first time I tried it. And so Jerry flipped up Hero's Duty. That's the new Luke objective, which while it's undamaged, your opponent's cards in their end stack, all non-unit cards lose their force icons, which is really better than I gave it credit for. He
Yeah.
got Journey Through the Swamp and pulled out a Jubba Bird, which kind of surprised me. I wonder if maybe he had the Spider in his hand because he only had one in his deck. And then he also had Flight of the Crow. So
Yeah,
not a bad
unless
start.
he's got that spider, there's no reason why you shouldn't have gone and got it.
Right, right. So that's my guess because I remember thinking when we played that we were pulling out a Jubba Bird. Okay. So I guess we're getting ready to start here. I'm not sure what was in my hand to start with. It looks like I got Jarek there. Okay.
No resources. That's
No,
unusual.
no resources, obviously, and I probably had some options. I'm thinking maybe since he didn't have May the Force be with you in his deck, I thought maybe Jarek would help me keep the Force at least. I think that's why I played him first turn. I mean, he's elite. He's not the
Yeah.
best blocker, but at least he's got the four pips. So
He's a great edge card too. Nobody ever expects that 4-pip card unless even Vader doesn't get pitched as too often if you can help
right.
it. So
Yeah.
I love throwing him into just that random edge battle that somebody thinks they can win with like a Battle of Hoth or whatever, and or any 3-pip card, and then you got him with it.
All right. So Jerry played Yoda's Hut.
No.
And then
And,
there's the spider, right?
yeah, that's
Now, Hunter for Hire, correct me if I'm wrong, what it does is if you lose a force struggle by two or more icons, right, you deal a damage to something committed to the force.
yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
so Jerry, so this is an interesting thing that we noticed when Jerry and I started playing this. So Jerry could actually kind of avoid that thanks to Yoda's hut. Because so he's sending in the spider, not surprisingly here. So he's
uh,
probably going to get to lock down Jarek, and then Yoda's hut's going to keep him from having to commit the Jubba Bird, but let him take balance. I think in a second,
yeah.
as just looking at this. So my so I like the idea of your deck, but he sort of found this way, at least at the beginning here, of how he could get around it going off on me, but him still keeping the force.
Mhm. Yeah, that the hut makes it a little tricky, but
Right,
at the end, it shouldn't be too hard for you to get forced back, at least on your turns, if
right,
he's not committing anything. And
right,
that's what I've found in this deck is I end up starting with those type of locations, and people just don't like committing units
right,
to the force, especially with Saris out there making it so hard for you to get it, and then just later in the game you can just crush them with like a force storm, and it just they can't recover
right,
from it.
right.
So,
Yeah. So Jerry just I didn't block. Obviously, I didn't feel like the spider shooting Jarek, so I just took the let him get the unopposed, and then he's attacking with the Jubba Bird to get the unopposed also.
yeah,
Now he doesn't have Hidden from the Empire out, so at least I could theoretically play a bunch of units if I get them. And I said I don't remember what I had in my hand that led me to play Jarek first. I forgot to refresh him. There we go. So Dial's just going to go to 2 because of Yoda's hut.
yeah, and he's got a wide open board now.
Right.
So,
But he doesn't really have, I guess, so he played harassment there. So I'm going to,
see, those little guys will do work for you now. When people don't
right,
want to commit, all of a sudden you drop the little droid and start plinking away.
right. Oh, and then I realized I couldn't play Witten because I had to pay 1 extra for the droid. I think
Uh,
I forgot about it, so it ruined what I wanted to do there. Um, so I think I'm going to probably send the droid in here and at least turn off Hero's Duty, hopefully, and get rid of that Jubba Bird,
yeah.
unless he's got a trick up his sleeve. So that's not going to be too bad because I said it didn't really happen in this game, but Jerry and I played quite a few games the other night where we were using Hero's Duty, and it was very, I think I underrated it. Oh, so
Oh,
oh yeah,
deflection.
so he just deflected the shot I tried to take out the Jubba Bird with and killed killed the droid, and I couldn't turn off Hero's Duty.
Uh, that's annoying.
Yeah, that was annoying. I am gonna get to take balance back. I'm gonna commit the lackey,
I
which
really
means I'll
like
have
those
yeah.
lackeys.
So I'll have at least I'll have some tactics now with the lackey.
Yeah. If you can win Edge, if he sends a spider.
Oh well, I might have tactics. He can always sack the Jubba Bird and take my tactics away.
That's true.
Yeah, so
I don't suppose now the spider becomes a unit. Could you echoes and seeds it? And then what happens when it goes back to being an enhancement? Does the echoes fall off?
yeah, the force card falls off when it goes back to being an enhancement. I remember that being on the boards.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you could somehow get a couple tokens on it that way, then at least you could keep it locked down for a turn.
Right.
But
Yeah, because it will still, even if he just echoes, he's going to double focus.
right,
Oh, yeah, that's the strange thing. Everybody hates the Saris unit. Which I agree. It's the worst card in its pod. But in this deck, it's actually useful. You commit your guy, or you commit Saris to put one of their guys on the force, and then all of a sudden you can hurt it with your locations.
right, or seeds or any of that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, deadly
uh,
sight,
yep,
stuff like
deadly
that.
sight because you're reducing it by 1. So.
Yeah.
All right, so Jerry's got the extra resource thanks to Yoda's hut now. So see what he's able to put out this turn. He's got 3. There's Tactics Yoda.
Terrific.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking there. Oh, great, terrific. Not what I wanted to see. So he's probably going to just send the spider in, I would think, unless he's got something else he could play for one.
Yeah. Well, you might block anyway with the lackey and force him to burn that bird and get rid of it.
All right, so he played an astromech droid, unhinged astromech there.
Yeah.
Without Brainiac or another one, at least it's not too bad. And I'm sure he's going to keep that resource open to use it on the spider. And then a Bogwing for free.
I like the Bogwing. I mean, 3 health with the gun for nothing.
Yeah.
You can't really complain about that.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So, yeah. So he put a few units out there, so he shouldn't have too many cards left for Edge. The problem is that Jubba Bird can take away the lackey's tactics.
Right now, if you had that Force Storm, this would be a great time to play it.
Yeah, and if I had the resources to play.
Yeah.
Because that thing's expensive.
It's 4.
I know,
yeah.
That is one drawback with that card. So
you've got no resources. I haven't had that problem when I played this deck.
Yeah.
You've got 2 of the location in Saris, the double resource.
Right,
You've got
right.
4 of the Chuds in Derek's set.
Right.
You got Witten as well.
Right, and there's and Hunter for Hire, there's the resource too.
Yeah, so you've got like 8 different sources, plus Jarek's location if you had it is a double.
Right, exactly.
I've always been able to play a couple units and still been able to Force Storm afterwards,
right.
Usually by having Saris' location and refreshing it and then popping it on my opponent's turn.
Right. Well, I said I'm pretty sure I mulliganed into this hand if I remember right. So I don't know what I had the first time, but I think might have been like a bunch of fake cards and no units, or I mean it was something not good. And then and I think, if I remember right too, again we kind of started the video after this. I think I might have had double plan out to start with. I had like my opening was 2 plant and 2 hunter for hire, and I didn't want to use 2 Sith objectives, so I buried plan.
I usually do too. You get Witten's location and Jarek's location. You typically don't want to draw at the start. If you got Saris, obviously you don't want 2 more Sith. I'd keep it if I didn't have Saris.
Right.
But ideally, I think you kind of want 2 Sith and 2 Scum, kind of like you have right now, and then you should be able to draw the other ones you need, which for some reason just hasn't. You haven't been able to get them.
Well, I was going to play Witten, except I forgot about harassment. I would have had to just play Witten that turn.
Yeah.
Which may not have been the worst thing now that I'm thinking about it. I probably could have played him and then, just taken, committed him so he couldn't be damaged or anything, and then kept the force that way. Although I wouldn't have been able to turn off Hero's Duty. So now I'm in this place where I'm trying to play some edge cards, except anything I have that's not a unit isn't going to count for pips. Mm-hmm. And I had 4. I would have had 4, but I didn't. But I do have an Echoes and a Seeds.
Every single time I've played with that deck, I've pulled that combo off at least once.
Yeah, so this is probably explaining a little bit about what was in my hand. So I'm probably trying to decide. I'm going to commit Yoda and focus him.
Yeah, because you lost that edge, so you don't want those triple tactics coming your way.
Yeah, and so he's going to just kill the lackey and then focus Jarek.
Yeah.
And gets an unopposed. And then, he's probably just going to send like the astromech and something else in to just get some extra damage in here and spread it around.
Yeah, just start plinking away. That way you can get you soon here.
Yep, that's what he's doing. So he did astromech after the other hunter for hire got 2 more with the unopposed, and then the Jubba Bird gets 1 unopposed on plan. He takes balance back again with Yoda's hut, and hunters for hire won't go off because he didn't commit it. I guess I should have been able to trigger it on Yoda and missed. Because I lost by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
Yeah, that would have been 2 damage on Yoda.
Yeah, I think I remember after the fact, like later. I think I forgot because I had committed Yoda, not him. That he was committed, so.
Yeah.
A definite mistake. Okay, so there was a big mistake on my part. Potentially. 2 lackeys at least.
Yeah. Now the interesting thing is you played Lackey or you could have played Witten.
Yeah.
Committing Witten would have made him invulnerable, more or less,
Right.
and it's a much better blocker.
Right.
So who knows which, and that would have given you potentially a resource too.
Yeah, I think I was just trying to get more blockers out because
Yeah.
of what his board looked like here.
Right.
And I really am trying to, instead of, one of those other games when he was playing the Vima decks before, I kept having the trouble with Hidden from the Empire. But now I'm sitting here trying to figure out how on earth can I turn off Hero's Duty so I don't have to deal with my edge cards not having pips and lesser units.
Yeah.
So, and he still has the Bogwing to defend.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go in, you'd have to send both of them. You send the lackeys. Oh no, they don't have their tactics until they're committed. So.
Right, and they only have White Blast, so I'd have to win edge.
Well, I was thinking you send one to lure the Bogwing, send the second one to hit the location.
Right, except he doesn't have to defend if I don't until I go after
Right.
the other one because I don't have tactics.
Right. That's what I mean. You'd, if you had an Echoes, you could commit your own guy.
Right.
That's a strange thing. Echoes is one of the weaker fate cards. You know, in most decks, you end up discarding it. And in this deck, every time I've discarded an Echoes in my draw phase, I've wished I'd kept it later on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think I was trying to keep it because of like what you said, to try to turn on the lackeys or make something of his double focus when he's not expecting it to on, just...
Yeah, and it works also with like Bane. If you could draw that new enhancement from him that lets you move around the force cards, it works great with Witten because you can, even if you're going to lose the force struggle and the cards are going to come off of Witten, you just commit someone else instead, and then afterwards you can move the token over and Witten is still committed.
Yeah, I just pointed to the Hunter for Hire thing and said, crap, I forgot to use it.
Yeah.
See, now I'd probably be better off attacking with Jarek and letting him keep balance, and then I could get 2 damage on Yoda.
Yeah.
Except it's
well,
not help.
Yoda's not going to be in combat right now.
Right.
Now, see, that's the thing. This goes off on each turn.
Right.
So if you don't commit, anybody, that's right. You could do 2 to Yoda.
Right. And if I had done it initially, then I could have just gotten rid of Yoda now, which would have helped.
Right, he'd be gone right now.
So, and I'm still. I think I'm pausing because I'm thinking, well, I can attack with Jarek, except I can't kill the Bogwing if he defends, and he could take my blast away with the Jubba Bird.
Yeah.
I almost need to send a couple guys in and hope I win edge. So I am sending the one lackey after Flight of the Crow.
Yeah, if you got an Echoes, you can commit the lackey and get his tactics.
Right. I wonder if that's what I'm getting ready to do. Yep, There we go. There's an Echoes.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
So I can lock down the Bogwing, and then I can sort of guarantee to get it unopposed. Yeah, so at least I assume I'll lock down the Bogwing.
Yeah, so you're not going to take force now unless you don't attack. So you might as well do what you were saying. Send Jarek, get 2 damage on Yoda, and get a couple damage on that objective.
Right. Except I think I want to commit the other lackey so I have the tactics, although he can take it away with the Jubba Bird.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the birds are so annoying.
Yeah. So I am sending Jarek, and I'm probably trying to see if he'll sack the Jubba Bird here.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt he will, but...
Nah, it only saves 1 blast. And the objective is turned off at that point anyway, so you might as well just let it roll.
Right.
Oh, maybe he is going to do it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. Maybe he realized I'd still get the unopposed. Maybe that's why he changed it, yeah. So he's letting me do it, and I'm going to get 2 up there. Now, I said what I probably should do is let him, he's going to keep force anyway, so not commit the lackey, trigger those Hunters for Hire, and then Oh, oh, that's interesting. I used Jarek to take the force card off of the one lackey. Okay. To get it
Hmm.
back, I guess. Yeah, and then I'm triggering the hunters for hire. It looks like 2 to Yoda.
Yeah, if you'd have remembered that one turn earlier.
I know that was a big mistake on my part
So
there.
now he's got the bird though that he can cancel the lackey's tactics, but the lackey also can has a gun that he could potentially kill Yoda with.
Right.
So
Now,
he's got two things to worry about. I think you'd have to send the spider first.
right. Yeah, and he didn't use the Jabba Bird, and he's going to keep balance here because even if I commit that lackey, he'll still have 2 from Yoda's hut.
Yeah, but now he also knows that Yoda's going to die next turn.
Probably.
Well, he's got Yoda's hut, and you've got nothing committed. So
Yeah.
you're going to be able to do 2 damage unless he can pop both those objectives.
Well, he might be able to. He's got the spider. I've only got 1 defender, and he's got Yoda and the astromech.
Yeah,
And
it
he's
kind
got
of
a Jabba
forces.
Bird. Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if he ends up popping both of these here.
Yeah, I think if he sends a spider to the top and then uses the bird or uses the droid and uses Yoda to take out those 2 objectives.
Right. And I think the dial's only at 3.
Yeah.
I see a Force Storm in my hand, but
Yeah, that might be good to use too. You really needed Witten on the board
yeah,
for that, just to make him unvulnerable.
yeah,
As he can't be damaged, he can't be destroyed. If I
right,
remember right, I
right.
think that's his
Yeah.
text.
And see, one of the issues I ran into there, although I guess I could have just not played anything, was I I wanted to get some units out on the board, and
Hmm.
um, I could have just taken balance back with Jarek and then played Force Storm and kind of wiped most of his board, except I still wouldn't have gotten rid of Yoda or the spider.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing is, you can play Force Storm at any time as long as you have the Force.
right, right. But I didn't have balance on my turn, so I would have
Yeah,
had to wait to get it back. All right, there he just played Crow. So,
that's a problem.
yeah, he really,
If he can win Edge, he can win this turn.
yeah, right.
If he sends the Spider and the Crow at the top location and then takes out the other 2, how we were
Yeah.
mentioning.
Well, I think if you send the spider and Yoda after one of the hunters for hire, that would do it.
Yeah, that might do it. Yeah, that would probably do it too.
Yeah,
Because you
so,
don't need the tactics.
right. Unless I happen to have another seeds in my hand, which is
Yeah,
possible.
there are quite a few in there.
So,
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing.
yeah. Because if I went edge, he can sack the Jubba Bird and keep me from shooting Yoda.
Yep.
So I put one in because he had crows, so he has edge 1 here.
Heat of battle would be good right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a heat of battle in
Yeah,
that your deck there that I'm playing.
I don't think so either. It's all
It's all
every
echoes
set.
and seeds.
Yeah, every set has an echoes or a seeds in it.
So I only put 2 in. He put 3 in. At least my any icons I have will count now since I turned off Hero's Duty. He's put 4 cards in. I did have a seeds. Okay. And so he's going to win that 5 to 4, but I had a seed, so I'm going to keep him from winning this turn.
Uh,
But I think he's only going to be 1 short going into his next turn there.
yeah,
Although I should be able to get rid of Yoda at least. So he focused Jarek, gets the 1
yeah,
unopposed damage to Hunter for hire. And now, like I said, he should be able to get the other Hunter for hire with the astromech and have Plan take out Crow.
yeah. He's gonna be 1 away.
Yep. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you could definitely use a board wipe right now.
yeah. I'm probably hoping that. Yep. So he's gonna blow both of those things up with Crow and the astromech.
Witten's location wouldn't be terrible right
Right.
now.
I'm gonna keep balance, and hopefully I'll remember or he's gonna keep balance, and I'll remember to trigger that thing and kill Yoda at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there really isn't much else he can do at this point. He's attacked everything. I did use Hunter for Hire to get rid of Yoda. So, yeah, it'd be nice if I flipped up Scavengers.
Yeah.
Give me a semi chance, although he only needs
He
one
only needs
damage.
one, yeah.
I flipped up
Oh, there
Scavengers.
it is.
There it
So
is. I'm probably saying, yeah, I'm going to trigger that thing.
blow up the world.
Yeah, except I didn't blow up his spider.
Yeah, that spider is such a good unit.
And then I flipped up.
Well, there's finally
Here.
some more resources.
Yeah, so now I need to draw a couple units at least, though, because I got to be able to get the balance back, or he'll just win with balance phase.
Yeah.
What did I get? Looks
Yeah,
like
because you needed at least
seeds,
3 because of the hut.
Deadly sight.
Well, unless you can attack and blow up an objective, then Yoda's hut won't go off.
Right.
But then you'd still probably have no blockers on your
Right, yeah, exactly. And I still have to have enough resources to, or somebody back to take force back.
Yeah.
Looks like I see like one of the Inquisitor chuds. There's Witten.
Witten has 2 pips, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I need at least one more pip here. There's the Inquisitor chud. Okay. So I see another seeds in my hand, but without echoes, that's not going to be worth as much.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of have to just commit and take and hope he doesn't.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely nothing else I could do. If I attack him, I die. He'll win. So, yep, I'll commit them both and take balance there at the dial at 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm doing your deck justice here, Derek.
Well, it's just so bizarre to see you get resource screwed because there is so much in that deck.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew that going in that there was a lot there. I don't know why. Just sometimes that just happens, and it happened to me this game.
I mean, the only thing I think I would have done differently so far is that turn where you played the 2 lackeys versus the Witten.
Yeah.
You kind of got hosed by that harassment at just the right time.
Right.
A little annoying card made the difference.
And the lightsaber deflection when I thought I was going to take out his Jubba bird.
Yeah. If that would have got rid of the bird. And I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, and it would have turned off Hero's Duty at that point too. So I would have had icons for all cards, not just unit cards in edge battles.
Yeah, if you could be, and the missing the 2 damage on Yoda that one turn was huge also.
Right, yeah, I could have gotten rid of Yoda earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how much it would have really saved me in the end, but
it would have killed Yoda 1 turn earlier.
It might have saved me 1 blast, basically. I mean, that's about it, really. If that. Because I actually sieged Yoda that turn, so it didn't really matter. He didn't have anything else committed for me to use seeds on.
Yeah, that location, too. I think that turn where you went seeds, echoes, and he played Luke, but you didn't have any icons.
Right.
So I think he was attacking that turn, which meant you would have had edge.
Right. If I had been able to turn.
Had you been able to turn that off the turn before.
Wow, he just played the undercover urchin.
He must have nothing. I don't think he can take force back now.
Yeah, not unless he'd play something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the good thing is he can't damage Witten right now.
Yeah, Witten is a wall. He's pretty good, and you've got, even though you're not going to have Jarek's location, now you've got the little chud you could use as well. Right. Now that produces resources, so you've actually got some options come next turn.
Yeah, if I can survive. I said he's only played that urchin, which makes me think he doesn't have much else, but I guess you just never know.
Yeah. Well, if you can win edge, too, you got tactics with Witten.
Right. But I seem to remember looking at my hand there. I didn't have the best edge hand. I think I had Abandoned Hideout, and I had Deadly Sight, and like maybe a couple other things that only had 1 icon. Mm-hmm. So I think I only have 4 or 5 pips total, and
Yeah, you get 4 cards though. He doesn't know that,
Right.
so it's risky for him to attack.
He just played the Signal Scrambler.
Oh, now he can get force.
I'm a little surprised. Yeah, I mean, you can do that to get force, but yeah, he has no blast on the board.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is now is actually if you get that abandoned hideout, this is where I was saying Witten could get pulled off the force. You play the hideout and you can use it to move the one off of the little chud and put it right back on Witten if you need
Right.
it at
Yeah.
any time. So you can make him invulnerable again pretty much whenever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I had it, but it was basically that there was no way I could play it in 2 units that turn
Yeah.
that would get me forced back to keep from losing. Although now at this point, I think I'm gonna have a hard time to keep from losing because I've got things committed. So unless I can find a way to uncommit them, well, Witten's gonna get uncommitted in a
Right.
second.
So it's just going to be the little guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to attack. Huh. So he's sending the spider in after something. So he does have a jubber bird, but my edge hand's not that good. And let's see, he played 2 cards, so he's still got 4 cards in his hand. I think I didn't defend. Oh crap! He had secret objective.
Ugh.
So I think he's just going to win there because I chose not to defend that to try to. I don't know what he attacked, but it wasn't Hunter for Hire, and then he just redirected there with the spider. That was a clever way to win. Yeah, I had 4 pips. I had Seeds, which wasn't going to do me any good, and Deadly Sight and Abandoned Hut. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually only had 4 also. Or no, it looks like he had 5. So, well, plus Secret Objective. Wow. So that was an interesting way to win. Spider to get Secret Objective for the unopposed. Oh, well. Sometimes you just have games like that there. So, and sorry, I didn't seem to do your deck very much justice. But you got any final thoughts about that game there that we just watched, Erica?
Well, it didn't seem like you made too many mistakes. They're just you were resource screwed, which is unusual. You did get a bunch of them there at the end, but it was kind of too little, too late.
Yeah.
And then that Vima deck, even without Vima rolling, it's got a lot of things that are hard to deal with. And Yoda's hut ended up being a big problem. That was the main reason he was able to take force all the time and never have to worry about the scum locations over
Right,
there.
yeah.
So,
Yoda's Hut's been doing some work for Jerry in some of these more recent games we've been playing there. So give credit to the people designing the decks and him playing it with the tactics Yoda, since so many people usually would rather use May the Force be with you. They kind of forget how good that can be in the right decks there.
Oh, I love that set, especially with the deflection as well. Like I said, I like the Bogwing.
Yeah.
And then that game, I mean, he added in the new stuff, but I didn't see any of it other than Luke's objective out there, and he pitched Luke in an edge battle.
Right.
And he didn't draw Vima, which is what the deck is centered around. He just kind of used everything else and was still able to do just fine.
Yep, exactly. All right, well, thanks for joining me again on commentary, Derek. I appreciate it as always.
Anytime.